I am not in shavasana as the teacher because I have to watch what everybody is doing in the class. So what you can do is demonstrate. So demonstrate the child's pose, demonstrate lying on the belly, demonstrate rolling over, and then I would say, I'm going to sit up so that I can see everybody and help everybody relax. Because if I'm lying down, my voice is projecting up to the ceiling, whereas I want my voice to project, obviously, across the room so that the children can hear. And I also want to check that everybody feels safe, everyone is comfortable, and to see if there's anybody that I can support better. Obviously, when I'm doing it online, you would stay lying down because they're able to hear you and they're able to see what you're actually doing. The reality is with this age group, they will not be still or quiet, and that is absolutely fine. I've given permission to stay on their belly or the option to roll over on their back. And then I guide gentle movements of wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, wiggling your hips. So the children that still need that movement can continue with that gentle movement throughout the entire shavasana. They don't have to be still. I do not expect that. Then with this age group, as a way for them to understand how to relax their body, it's nice to use some imagery or visualization. So today we were ice creams melting. That really helps children to understand what you mean because they can start to imagine their body melting down into the ground, into the grass. So it's just more helpful for them to be able to understand what do you mean if you're saying relax your body, because that doesn't really mean a lot to a 4-year-old. Whereas let your body feel like it's melting, like an ice cream melting down into the grass, they can start to really feel that and visualize it and imagine that their body is doing that. So it's a lot more effective than just relax your body. Then I guide some very simple belly breathing, just 3 or 4 breaths doing it together. If we don't have any props like we did today, then hands on their belly so they can start to feel their belly rise and fall. So they're more connected with the instructions of what you're guiding. So it's not just inhale, exhale. It's breathe in and feel your belly get bigger so they know what they're supposed to be doing. And then breathe out and feel your belly get smaller or feel your belly get softer or relax or move down. So using words that are really making sense to this age group. And then just very simply listening to the sounds of nature. So I'm guiding them to listen to the sounds. I will point out a couple of sounds that I can hear, and then I will just leave a little bit of time and space for them to quietly focus themselves. So again, some of them will be moving a little bit while they're listening. Some of them will be lying on their belly or on the side of their body, and that's absolutely fine. If there's a child in there that I can see just doesn't want to lie down, then I will definitely offer them the option to come into child's pose or to give themselves a hug like we did at the end and do humming bee breath. So lying down on their back, giving themselves a hug. If they need that sound, so if you have children who are talking a lot because they need that sound, then doing a humming bee breath is a really nice way to help them to regulate and calm down with sound without asking them to just be quiet, because that's just not a possibility. So I guided you before the shavasana through a couple of humming bee breaths, which is just perfect for this age group. We did one with the self hug, one in child's pose, and then we came down into our relaxation. So if you can imagine before this, we were probably playing a game or doing some partner yoga or maybe a story. Then we come down, we do the humming bee breath, the relaxation, and then we end, and I want to stay in that relaxed state before they leave. So we just do a couple of butterfly wing breathing. So an inhale, exhale through the mouth with the butterfly wings, just to expand the amount of time that they are in that relaxed and regulated state so that they can also leave the class in this calm state. So that's how it might look for early years. It could look completely different, but in general, the framework of doing a couple of easy breathing techniques before they lie down, some grounding poses like child's pose or self-hug. You could also do things like raindrop fingers, tapping, or self-massage for this age group. Then giving them a couple of different options of which poses they could lie in to feel relaxed. Some concrete language that's going to make sense to them about how they can relax, and then give them something to focus on. It could be belly breathing, nature sounds, singing bowls, just even the visual of imagine you're lying on the grass in the sunshine and just giving that visual to focus on. And then we're not staying in it for too long. So the quiet time might be anything from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, but really giving them something to focus on, or at least having singing bowls or chimes so that they've got some focus points. Leaving them there in silence is just not really going to do a lot for them, especially if they're new to yoga.